voyage to a better place, set sail with all our might. The sun casts a shadow, the moon lights the way. Onward to a new horizon. This is a better day.
Living life to the fullest. And I'm Lori.
And I'm Tom.
And this episode's going to the dogs.
Well, let's hope not, but it is about dogs. So what better companion in living life to the fullest is a dog? We're at the Pet Expo in Colorado Springs, and we're going to go see some dogs, right?
Let's go scratch some ears and wag some tails.
Let's do it.
Hi, we're here with Jim and Connie with Mop Masters.
Tell us about Mop Masters.
Well, Bob's been doing this 37 years since '74, and he really loves it. And we both volunteer to help him with training and, of course, the agility work today here. This is our second time here, and everybody's coming out, seems to really enjoy it. So we try to get them to do this each year for this particular expo, and we have a good time at it, and the folks seem to like it.
And the dog's name?
This is Maggie.
Hello.
This is a 7-year-old, almost 8-year-old Australian Shepherd, and she's been doing agility for the last couple of years. We've done a little bit of competition, not too much, because we both had injuries. But she loves it. You'll see. She's very vocal, and she just absolutely loves it. And she's a senior too.
Oh, okay.
And
Very
our
good.
show is all about living life to the fullest, what we call second halfers.
Yeah.
So how is this helping you live your life to the fullest?
Oh my gosh, if I didn't have her, I'm not sure that I would be quite as active as I am, because just walking her every day, playing with her, and doing the agility, it's just all so much fun, and it's kept me very active.
So you give to each other then?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
We're here at the expo, and everything's about dogs.
Dogs and services. And before we talk to any of the vendors today to find out what kind of services they offer, we'd like to see how dogs are helping our police force in Colorado Springs.
Well, while we're on the subject of dogs, I do want to show my appreciation for Colorado Springs Police Department and their K9 unit.
And we're going to be able to meet some dogs today, meet some officers, find out how they grow their relationship together. But, life wouldn't be lived to the fullest if we didn't show our appreciation to law enforcement and the K9 unit. So let's go meet some dogs.
Let's do it. Hello.
Officer Cummings, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for your time today.
You bet.
And I see your puppy's already ready to take a bath.
He's ready to take a bath, and it's not bath day, so he's going to be a little disappointed.
Well, we're honored to be able to have this opportunity. And kind of wanted to find out, what you go through, what the dog goes through to build this relationship. Because you got to spend some quality time with them, right?
Absolutely. When we first get our dogs, there's a bonding period. So there's a couple weeks where we get to play with our dogs and build that bond before we start doing any training. And so for some dogs it could take a week, for some dogs it takes a couple weeks. And from there we start building those building blocks like you said. So the dog has to be obedient, they have to learn detection. In our case it's narcotic detection. And then they have to learn how to find the bad guys and find evidence. So there is a long process that goes along with training these dogs.
Do they live with you?
They do.
Okay.
So we call in service from our driveways. We're on call, so we can get called out at any time. The dogs live with us. They become part of the families. We're responsible for feeding the dogs, exercising the dogs. On their days off, we have to take care of the dogs. Bathing the dogs, obviously.
Right.
And in addition to that, we certify on both the patrol side and the narcotics side.
Hi, officer. I'm Lori Shard.
Andy Jensen.
Hey, what are we going to be doing here today?
Right now behind us we have Sergeant Brian Cummings. He's the supervisor of our unit. He's here with with his assigned partner, Canine Diesel, who is a Belgian Malinois German Shepherd mix from the Czech Republic, and he's going to be doing some obstacle training. The obstacles are basically designed to try to teach the dogs to build their confidence and teach them that they can jump fences, they can crawl under desks, they can crawl up ladders if we need them to crawl up. Just basically anything that, any obstacle they might come into contact with out in the field that they can overcome those obstacles.
Well, this is going to be exciting. So I understand this dog is from the Czech Republic. Where do you usually find your dogs?
All of our dogs right now are European imports. Right now we're getting all of our dogs from Shallow Creek Kennels, which is located in Sharpsville, Pennsylvania. It's right along the Pennsylvania-Ohio border. All of their dogs are imported from Europe. We don't get our dogs specifically from the Czech Republic. We go out there and we look for the best dog available. Some dogs come from Germany, some dogs come from Holland, some from the Czech Republic. And our newest dog, Tank, who we just got in January, he actually came from Hungary.
Now, you have to pay a price for these dogs. About how much?
They're not cheap. They run anywhere from $7,000 to about $10,500.
So I'm excited to see how this dog does and what this dog does. I know I couldn't do this.
These dogs they work very hard, they play very hard, and then when they're off, they get to be dogs just like the rest of the pets that we have in our houses.
And then they can retire also.
Yeah, when the dogs get to a point where they physically can't do it anymore, we start noticing, usually it's another handler or a trainer that notices it might be time to start looking for a replacement. When the dogs retire, they normally go to the handler. We sign a liability saying we know this was a police dog, and they live the rest of their lives at our houses.
Oh, excellent. How's your family like that?
Well, he hasn't retired yet, but they absolutely love him.
They do. Well, this is the Canine Unit in Colorado Springs, the police department, and I made a new friend today. Thank you for joining us. Riot and
Tammy.
Yep. Tammy, tell us a little bit about what you do.
What I do is I have a retail booth. It's all dog themed, and I travel the country and set up at all dog events and just sell to the public. We do set up at agility. We set up at frisbee events, dog shows. Miley and I spent the last week at the Whippet National Specialty up in Denver, so selling to them. And then we came down here, my partner Kelly and I, and she's obviously doing pictures over there for dogs and people. So that's what we do. Just travel and have fun.
Travel and live life to the fullest.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I decided when I turned 50, that I was ready to do what I wanted to do, and this is it. And dogs are my passion, and so yeah. And I sell stuff not necessarily for the dogs, but for the dog lover.
And now, we've already seen how the dogs help our police department with crime detection. Now we're going to go see the Hope dogs from a compassion standpoint and taking care of traumas. So let's go spend some time with the Hope dogs. So Lori, we're at the Police Operations Center, so should we go turn you in?
No, don't turn me in yet.
Not yet.
Because I want to spend a little time with the Hope dogs. We just left the canine unit, and those are dogs that serve our community. Now these Hope dogs also serve our community, but today they're serving our officers as companions and comfort dogs. I'm so excited about being here at the Police Operations Center with the Hope dogs and Janice, who's a volunteer with Hope. Janice, what does Hope mean?
Hope is Animal Assisted Crises Response. And so we're called into a situation where there is a disaster or a crisis situation to provide comfort. And so basically that's what our dogs are. They're comfort dogs.
The first time I met your dogs and your Hope team was at the Planned Parenthood Crisis Center. So tell us a little bit about what you found when you went to that Planned Parenthood Center.
It truly was a most amazing experience. Lots of agencies there, of course, to provide for anybody that was affected by the Planned Parenthood shooting. And having the dogs there just provided so much comfort, both for people that came in to see what was available there and for interviews, and also for the staff.
Well, I'm here with Sandy and Lonnie, and you can see that Lonnie's a little older than Lucas, but can you give us some background on Lonnie?
On Lonnie, yes. Lonnie was, we entered the program in 2012. We certified in LA. And so he's been a member now 5 years. So he's 9 years old, and he started out doing some service dog training. Mm-hmm. And because of a hip issue, he wasn't going to be destined for that. So I put him into therapy work, and then from therapy we went into crisis response.
So do you have any stories as far as where Lonnie has been influential?
Oh my gosh. Well, we volunteer at two hospitals, Memorial Hospital and Children's Hospital of Colorado. And so there's just so many numerous stories of how much these dogs touch lives, especially with the children. He seems to connect. We had an especially tragic case, but one that really was meaningful. We had a little girl that had been attacked by a pit bull. Yeah. And so she suffered pretty bad wounds and everything, and they asked us to come into the hospital and meet with her, and she was deathly afraid to even look at him at that time. Yeah. But she reached out her little finger first and started touching him, and then a hand came out, and more came out until she was playing, and then she asked for him to get on the bed.
Oh, very nice.
So that was really thrilling.
That's a very beautiful story.
Yes.
I'm with Joetta from Hope, and if somebody wanted to be part of Hope, how do they go about doing that?
Well, the first thing is to be involved in their community.
Okay.
They want to do pet therapy. They have to get into a pet therapy program in which they know that their dog is capable of doing the work.
Okay.
Once you have done your pet therapy for 2 years, then you're able to come on into Hope. They want to make sure that you and your animal are together as a team and know how to work together. After you have done 2 years of your pet therapy, you can contact Hope through our website and get some more information on that.
Great.
You usually have to go through a workshop and training before they're able to be certified.
Now, how long does that process usually take?
Process of the training is the workshop is usually 3 days.
Okay.
And then after that, there's some additional training that they would have to do as their continuing education.
Great.
I am so glad that Erica was able to be with us today. Hello. Erica is a victim advocate here at the police department in Colorado Springs, and I'm lucky enough to volunteer with her help. And she has some stories that the Hope Dogs have helped victims in our community. Maybe you could tell us one.
Yes. First of all, it was a very interesting meeting with the Hope Dogs. We have a very serious event here in Colorado Springs, and we were in a center when we were talking with taking care of victims, and I met Lonnie. Lonnie chose me, and we have a bond. And since the last year, we're very lucky to work with the dogs. We can schedule appointment with the organization, and they are huge help with an interviews with children, at-risk adult, and we're very grateful for this program.
When you say interviews, what kind of interviews do the dogs help children with?
When we have a victims who is working with the detectives or the officers, and we need children who would love to open up, the dogs tremendously helping. It's very interesting to see how they're working, and they changing the children when they have an interview. It's really a good contact with the dogs.
I got my dog trading cards. Did you get yours?
Yeah, I've got mine.
Well, I'll trade you a Lucas for Lonnie.
Done.
All right. Hey, Eric.
Hi.
Tom Rasmussen from New Horizons.
Nice to meet you, Rory. Hi, nice to meet you.
So you've got a special dog here, right?
I do. This is Angeline. She's an Australian cattle dog, and polluted chocolate. She was born completely deaf, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you teach her to do the things she does?
She's very advanced. She knows 63 different cues: hand signals, touches, flashlights, vibrations, facial expressions. There's a whole myriad of things that we do in our program.
So do you work with any other deaf dogs, or this is the special one that you've got?
She's the one that kind of set the standard, but I help other deaf dogs from all over the world. So I get emails and I help people all over with their deaf dogs.
So this dog's kind of a celebrity, right?
She's probably the most famous dog you've never heard of. So she auditioned for America's Got Talent 2010.
All right.
She models dog beds for Sierra Trading Post. She got third place in the Subaru Pet Hall of Fame contest 2 years ago.
Very nice.
Yep. So people have they've really liked the idea of what my message is. It's about overcoming challenges. It's about supporting the ability in disability. So that's what I've been doing the last 10 years.
Our show's all about living life to the fullest, and
that's us.
This is it. This is great.
Us.
We've learned a lot about taking care of dogs. What about taking care of ourselves? We're going to go to Woodland Park, and we're going to spend some time with Daybreak Adult Daycare Center, and we're going to learn how that goes. We're going to have a little banjo music too. We're up in Woodland Park today, and that's west of Colorado Springs. So why are we here, Lori?
Well, we're so excited to be able to talk to Paula. Paula started a nonprofit, and it's called Daybreak. Daybreak is an adult day program, and what it does is it helps caregivers take a little break, take a little respite. And people who are older or who are having challenges in their health come here, and they listen to music, they get therapy dogs, they interact with children in our community, and
Did you say they are living life to the fullest?
they are living life
There
to
you
the
go.
fullest, Tom.
So why don't we go meet them, and maybe we'll have a little music later on as well. So let's check it out.
Okay.
Welcome to Daybreak.
So, but you must be Paul.
I am.
My name is Lori, and this is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
We're
Welcome.
from New Horizons.
Great. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm excited to show you the program.
How does your program help people in Woodland Park and in our community live life to the fullest?
Well, it's definitely helping the caregiver get a handle on their life again. When someone is caregiving at home 24/7, they're usually sleeping with one eye open, and usually their activities that they were used to doing have fallen by the wayside. So by being able to bring their loved one to Daybreak, they are able to reconnect with things that they used to do before caregiving became such a struggle. So by dropping their loved one off here, they're able to, some of them just go home and sleep for 4 hours, but some of them can now reconnect with friends that they lost touch with. They can go to a Bible study, they can go shopping again, they can have the freedoms that they have lost because of the challenges of caregiving. And while their loved one are here, we're able to do a lot of things that they would be taking several appointments to do outside of here. We have a hairdresser that can do their hair here. We can have a massage therapist that can come and give them massage. We have a foot care nurse that can take care of their feet. So Daybreak can be a one-stop shop for them to get all of their loved ones' needs taken care of while they go out and take care of their own needs and reconnect with their friends and family.
This is beautiful out there, Paula.
It really is. We're so fortunate. Again, the donations we received from the community, everything you see out here was donated. Even this handicapped ramp was a gift from someone in the community. We're just so fortunate. We spend a lot of time out here in the spring and summer with the raised garden beds. We have horseshoe pit. We have badminton, bubbles. We blow bubbles with them.
Of course.
And we actually have pet therapy programs that come and visit, so we do a lot of pet therapy outside, and we also do pet therapy inside too.
And you were mentioning it to me earlier that you go to the schools.
We do. In fact, they're headed there shortly. One of my assistant's daughters in kindergarten, and so they are going to one of the elementary schools here in town to the kindergarten program. We've made a real strong connection with that class. We've gone to the Valentine party, the Thanksgiving Day pageant, the Christmas party, so we are making a strong connection, and probably will go through school every grade with these kids. If my assistant stays with me, we'll follow these kids all the way through 5th grade. Daybreak, we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can reach us at 687-3000, and our website is www.daybreakadp.com.
So if you want to live your life to the fullest, contact Daybreak and do some volunteering and meet some wonderful people in our community.
Well, I've got Ralph here today, and you can see he's got this beautiful banjo, and we did promise music today. And so, Ralph, you basically bring musical pleasure to the people that are here at the Adult Center.
Yeah, I come in once a week, and we spend about an hour, and I play old-time songs that are very familiar to a lot of the folks, and they have a good time with it. A little bit of singing. They don't do a whole lot. I do some.
Huh? Whatever gets
Mostly
you done,
old standards. Yeah.
So you get great pleasure out of this, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I have a good time with it.
So how long have you been playing the banjo?
Oh, probably close to 35, 40 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I got to tell you, I tried to play the banjo at one time, took lessons, and my banjo teacher said that my banjo was so bad that I need to get another banjo before I actually learn how to play it, and never got around to it again. So this is absolutely beautiful.
It's quite an instrument too, and you know, Steve Martin's got the famous quote: "You can't listen to a banjo and not smile."
Yeah.
So
I bet you get a lot of smiles in there.
we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, and I hope we help make their day a little better. Was on one Saturday morning, and the sun was shining fine. That the lady love of old Bill Bailey was hanging clothes on the line in her backyard and weeping hard. Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? She moaned the whole night long. I'll do the cooking, honey, I'll pay the rent. I know Get you and keep you evermore. Leave all the lovers waiting on a faraway shore.
Well, it's great to find St. Paws here at the Pet Expo. We just recently visited with St. Paws and found out what wonderful things they do for our community and for the animals in it.
Yep, and let's go see how that all goes and see what wonderful works they're doing.
Everybody loves a thrift store, and boy do I have a thrift store for you. It's called St. Paws, and the money that they get from the thrift store goes to animals. Let's go find out how they do this. Hi, Vicki.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. This is St. Paws, and Vicki is the founder of St. Paws, and she's going to tell us all about it.
I felt there was a need in the community for assistance with animal welfare organizations. I was volunteering for a few animal rescues in the area and really discovered that they're really struggling for funding just to keep going with their organization. So what I did, I came up with this concept of a thrift store, and the proceeds from our thrift store all benefit animal rescues throughout Colorado. Right now we have over 90 rescues that we help support. We also do funding for pet food for the animal rescues, vet care, facility development. I mean, there's lots of things that we're always helping with. We do dogs, cats, horses, reptiles throughout the community. We also have a storage facility out east where we keep pet food, which we feed over 70 rescues on a monthly basis.
And you've been doing this for 6 years now, so you've experienced the fires that we have in the Colorado area.
Absolutely. We work with a national organization called Rescue Bank out of Houston, Texas, and they supply us food from major manufacturers throughout the United States, which we store out east, and we also are authorized to release food for these fire victims.
How can we help you as a community?
Well, we're always needing volunteers. We're a volunteer organization. So if anybody's looking for something to do to help in this organization, we'd really love to have you come on board. You know, this is a great organization if you love animals. Most of us have other jobs and we just come here and volunteer. But you know, if you want donations, you can bring your donations in. That really helps us keep it, because everything in this facility has been donated. We're a nonprofit organization, so everybody gets a tax receipt with their donations. So if you want to volunteer or donate, that's some great ways to help us.
Well, that's it for today, but man, that was fun learning all about the dogs, wasn't it?
It's great to see how many people care for dogs and how dogs help our community.
Well, it's just one thing that we covered so many things about dogs. What about the hot dog? Right?
We're going to end it with having a bite of a hot dog. This is New Horizons, living life to the fullest. Till next time.
Take care.